played that one. When you look at Dead Cells, it's like, oh, I'm gonna build one of the red builds, right? So it's like a lot of swords. It's a lot of melee stuff. You're up close and you're comboing stuff. Or for me, that was the one that I built nonstop. You got that. I'm going to play the red stuff. And you have fun because it's varied gameplay. And then you're like, man, I kind of want to go again because I wanted to do that purple thing. And you keep going in that loop. You try all the different things. And right now with Torghast, all of you guys said it in a different way. You go in, and if you're a warrior, you get the one-shot ability. If you're a different class, you kind of know what you're going to get. You know what the abilities are, and you don't need them because it's just a chore.
Everyone is pretty much the same. Even though you think that it's not the same, do 10 Torghasts in a row, and I guarantee you, you know, they're all going to feel pretty much the same. And I think that, why they kill the warrior, man? That's fucked up.
The warriors do too much damage.
Like, just fucked up, man. Like,
warriors do too much damage. They do the same amount of damage to as many targets are in a circle as the one.
I think warriors' damage is probably really, really, really strong. But if they want to nerf warriors' damage, I think they should give them a little bit of, like, the thing is, like, warriors are really good in the one thing that people don't pay attention to, like casual players don't pay attention to, which is like hardcore, super, like, serious arena. Like, warriors are insane in, like, high-level arena, and nobody does that. So we're just going right under the radar.
Yeah.
It's nice.
You know what I would like to see from Torghast? A lot of people might disagree, but I feel like talking about, you know, giving it more incentive, put the rep there, the maw rep a little bit, maybe clearing them or just killing some of the mobs in there. You can grind rep, maybe some Stygia as well. It will create an incentive to do it. It feels like every time you're killing a trash mob, you're getting something out of it.
I have to completely disagree with you on that one, Tips.
Really?
Because that is exactly what they did with Visions. And you felt like you had to do as many Visions as you possibly could because Stygia gave you sockets.
Well,
so, yeah, that's why I would worry about that so much. But, I see what you're saying. Here's what I would love to see them do. I would love to see them do, like, there are some powers in Torghast that I think just shouldn't really be in Torghast. Like, for example, the ability, like, where Die by the Sword basically has no cooldown, and you just can never take damage, really, because you're just, like, constantly reapplying it, and each time you use it, it has a minute duration. Like, this effectively makes you immune to damage. Like, you should not have something that makes you immune to damage. It's just not, it's not good game mechanics, especially whenever you have, like, oh, you're fighting a caster boss, and it doesn't matter really at all. You're fighting a melee boss, and you're invincible. Like, it's just too much of a disparity. I would like to see Blizzard do something to where you could do an endless mode of Torghast, but you could only have 50 anima powers. So after you hit 50 anima powers, you would be able to swap out and be like, okay, well, you get a new one. Well, I want to have this one instead of the one that I have. So you could optimize your anima powers inside of the Torghast run, but it would be infinite, which would mean that it would scale infinitely in terms of, like, health and damage of the mobs, but you would only have a fixed amount of anima powers, which would make it to where you would hit a wall somewhere.
Here's the problem.
Okay.
You're never going to be able to make cool interactions with abilities when non-stop you're just getting an absurd amount of passive stats. Like, usually the passive stat scaling in a roguelike on your actual character sheet would not work the way that it does inside of Torghast. Like, in Torghast, basically every couple of anima, it's like if you get a blue one, it's like, what, 9% or 12% of a stat? So the way that you scale,
it's like 6 or 9 now.
For blue, it's like gray is 3 usually, right?
Gray is 3,
and then I think green is 2 of that, and then blue might be 3 of it.
I think they nerfed the blue one, and they might have nerfed it from alpha because I remember getting it before because it was just super OP. Like, you're totally right. I mean, like,
but it's also boring, right? Like, it's really boring because you're literally just getting gear inside of the run. Instead, have you ever played? Man, you don't play video games. I always forget.
I know.
If you play like Risk of Rain, for example.
Yeah.
In Risk of Rain, you will get 10 jillion different abilities essentially, and the way that they all work together, it's absurd. Like, you get to a point where you're like, God, this is broken, but the game does keep getting harder, and it's just easier to balance all those procs instead of just being like, okay, your character's Jesus now, and you have 2,000% haste. You're like globaling every single cast.
Yeah, because you reach these points where it's like, this is not what the game is designed for. And like, for example, the warrior ability I was making a joke out of earlier was every single, like, you get an ability, and it makes it to where every shattering throw that you do, the first one that you do on each floor, does 4,000% damage. So if you combo that with, there's like 3 other things you can combo it with. So you can combo it with the thing that makes your shouts make your enemies take, of 20% increased damage per stack that you have the buff. And then on top of that, you have another one where if you charge or heroic leap, 4 seconds after that, you have 200% damage. So you're taking 4,000% damage multiplier, which used to be 10,000, and you're then multiplying it by a 200% multiplier, multiplied by a 60% multiplier. Guess what? Whatever you hit is dying. And that's a really cool interaction, but for one, you can only do that once per floor. So you really can kind of plan out, like, if you're at a hard part in the game, you can look and say, okay, this is the mob that I'm going to have the most trouble with, and this one's going to be hardest for me to kill, so I'm going to use my big attack for this one right here. And it allows, like, that's a cool ability, but what I think is not a cool ability is Ignore Pain gives you a 50% chance to cast Die by the Sword. It's just OP. Like, that's all there is to it. It's fucking OP. And I think they need to do a better job, like, balancing some of those things. But I think they need to make... I'm really excited for Twisted Corridors, and I think that Torghast has a lot of potential.
It does.
Yeah, I think it has more potential, in my opinion, than probably anything else in Shadowlands.
I understand
I'm still enjoying it, too.
Yeah, I understand where the chore argument comes from.
I do, too.
Right? Yeah. But the thing that I will compliment Blizzard on is doing something where you actually embed a lot more power in there to make the system have a bunch of play hours would be something that's easy to do. It's a lot better, though, to see them fleshing out the system. It has one thing behind it right now, which is Soul Ash. I would love to see a realm where it wasn't gated by week, right?
Yeah.
So if you did fall behind in Soul Ash, there was some sort of being able to maybe do it slightly more. I think that's something that's fine. I don't love when stuff is locked out weekly for some of the resources. I like the idea of being able to grind them out over time.
Like Renown. Renown's good.
Yeah, Renown is really good. Renown is actually insanely good. What they did with Renown is 5-head and very healthy for the game. The thing with Soul Ash is it does inherently work itself out over time.
It does.
Yeah, because eventually you hit a definitive point, which is why I'm not super upset about the system. And it feels pretty good that that's the system that I feel like feels the worst in some ways. But they could have jammed rewards in Torghast and made it be, like, much more rewarding. They could have had sockets in there. They could have had all these things in there. And by waiting to make sure that it's good first to actually start putting some of that player power in there, I think could make the system not just fizzle out and always be looked at like a chore like Islands were.
Yeah, I do kind of worry about that. I mean, and I think, again, the solution to Torghast, the short-term solution, is I think they should make it a little bit harder. They should remove immunity powers, basically, like things that effectively make you pseudo-immune to, damage. And then also make it to where you only have to do it once a week.
Yeah.
Like, that in my opinion, because, like, to me, like, as a warrior, I'm sorry, but, like, I killed the layer 8 boss in, like, 5 seconds, like 6 seconds. Like, and it wouldn't have mattered. Like, you could have given that boss literally 10 times more health, and he would have just died in 30 seconds. It wouldn't have made a difference. Because, like, the powers are just so strong. Yeah. And I think the problem is, like, some classes, like, I know rogues have this problem. Rogues suck at Torghast.
Well, rogues deserve to suck at Torghast.
They do, because they fucking OP everywhere else. Yeah. So, like, that's what they get. But at the same time, like, that's the easiest thing. You think about it. That is the easiest thing for Blizzard to balance.
It's a WoW culture problem, though, too. Like,
how's that?
Here's the thing. If something is a weekly reward, people have it in their minds that it is free and it's easy to get now. Because when you look at any weekly reward, like, it's been behind mission tables, it's been behind islands, like, it's been behind these easy dog shit brainless systems. Yeah. So the second that a player goes, oh, I can't do this because I suck at the game, they go, why are you not giving me my stuff for free? What the heck is this? It's Friday. I'm supposed to get a free candy bar at the store. It's like it's a genuine cultural problem in WoW that was created by old systems in the game.
True.
And retraining that's going to take time.
But people don't feel that way about Mythic raids. I think that if you make a challenging weekly lockout, sometimes people are not able to do it, and they accept that, like with Mythic Raids.
Yeah.
And like with maybe doing your Mythic 15 on like week 1 or week 2.
That's existed
like,
a long
maybe
time.
You can't do that. Exactly. And also what I'm saying is like, I do think that weekly lockouts do kind of create a gameplay loop that is, for a lot of players, boring. And it makes people just do the same thing over and over and over. And I don't really think that's doing the game any favors. You're right about that. But at the same time, you've got to have some weekly things. Like the Great Vault. By the way, can I open my chest in like maybe 30 minutes?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say.
I think
Okay.
the vault is great, by the way.
Yeah.
We got you set up, by the way, Asman.
All right. Yes, dude. Yes.
And now that Rich is here.
Yes.
I didn't drop any pocket.
It's my one ring. I was telling people, like, I actually feel like Gollum in the ring. Like, the moment that I put my hand in my pocket and I don't have this, I'm like, where is it? I'm checking all my pockets. I'm, like, looking around, trying to, like, retrace my steps. I freak out, man.
Yeah.
It's literally my one ring.
Don't forget to sign out of your BNet account before you leave, by the way.
Oh, that's fine.
I was playing on your Warrior this morning.
Oh, really?
It was fun.
Nice, dude.
Bad.
Yeah.
You give me any anima?
No, I just deleted all your gear.
Okay, good.
Gave it to McConnell.
Well, at least you didn't mail over my gold like Mitch.
Well, what?
Which, by the way, he didn't actually do that. It was a joke, okay? Like, I know that whenever he got on my character, he was just, like, jumping around. Like, I made the joke about him mailing over the gold. Didn't actually do that.
And I didn't log into his account or anything. There's no account
Yeah,
sharing going
Blizzard.
on.
Yeah, it totally doesn't happen.
Didn't happen at all.
No,
Absolutely not.
I'm going to be honest. I did. Asman got like, what, 40K gold in Classic just handed to him. I sent myself about 20 this morning.
Okay,
So.
to be honest. So
Yeah.
I did like a classic, I did a gold drive. And
Like a fundraiser.
yeah, a fundraiser, right?
Yeah.
And where I raise funds for me. And anyway, so I got over 10,000 gold in WoW Classic. And McConnell got like 4,000 gold too. Because like, after I left, McConnell was like, okay, if you were going to give Asmon gold, hey, he's gone, but I'm not. And he's trying to get even more money. And we made that money. We made like 10,000 gold, like 15,000 gold in like a couple hours.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
that's more
And-
than we have in our freaking Crusade Guild Bank.
Yeah, so S-Fan sends me a DM. He's like, hey, did you really get 10,000 gold? I'm like, yep. He's like, I can't afford consumables. I'm like, okay, I'm logging on.
I think at the time I had 66 gold.
Yeah.
The Guild Bank had a few thousand, but that's like Guild Bank gold.
Did you talk about
my
it?
gold.
Because like I logged on and 2 people were like, don't you send him money. Don't you do that. Don't you give him money.
I did.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I gotta ask Asman for gold.
Then why, when I sold you the shoulders, did you say that you didn't have any gold, and you made me give it to you for so cheap?
Me?
Yes.
What shoulders?
The shoulders, the BOE shoulders I sold you at the beginning of Classic.
When was that?
He's about now. This is last week.
When was that?
When was that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
You don't even remember? You ripped me off.
Dude, Rich, how much?
Which ones?
How
The-
much Classic?
Easy,
Wait,
chill.
Rich.
He still ripped me off.
Which one? I don't even remember which ones you're talking about.
The pauldrons. I forget what they're called.
Stockade
The
pauldrons?
stockade pauldrons? Oh, yeah, I did get stockade pauldrons.
Oh,
How did I
nice,
rip
fun.
you off? I probably gave you a decent price. I gave you like 500 gold for those.
No, you told me that you didn't have enough gold. You gave me like 300.
Bitch.
Wait, that's a good deal.
That's yeah.
That's actually a really good
like,
deal.
That's
What do you mean?
good.
Is it good?
That's
Yeah,
you,
it's
you
good.
ripped him off.
Yeah.
Like
be
nobody wants it.
honest.
Like what do they get? They give you 20 stam and 10 defense. Like
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
wow.
nice.
And you know what? Like here's a good way to tell if they're shitty. If an item has spirit on it, it's shitty. Okay. So
that's
stockade
most
pauldrons
items.
suck. What?
That's most of
And, yep.
until now.
Does Onslaught Girdle have spirit on it? No, it fucking
No, it
doesn't. Yeah, it's a good item. You know, just Joker of the Fire Lord or Thunder Fury.
True.
Yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah, no spirit on armor.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest. Classic ripped all of us off.
I would love to see more
Are
stats.
you wearing a Warcraft Reforged hoodie?
I am, dude. I gotta rep it. Okay, so
Wow.
So funny story about Warcraft Reforged. All right. So Warcraft 3 was obviously a big game for me growing up.
It was for me too.
Okay, so tell us more about Warcraft Refunded.
Okay.
So did they not do refunds on the hoodies?
Okay, they didn't refund the hoodies, okay? So Warcraft 3 Reforged is a big game for me growing up. Obviously, all of us. I'm pretty sure a lot of us that are watching right now. And when it was announced that it was coming out, I was very excited, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
I really wanted to play it. I was looking forward to the new custom games, all that good stuff. I bought the hoodie, and I talked to Blizzard specifically about being featured on the launcher, potentially for Warcraft 3 Reforged. It was a big deal for me at the time. Like, forget about viewership. I just wanted to be on the launcher just as a memory and screen cap it that I was there for Warcraft 3 Reforged. Anyways, buy the hoodie. Game comes out. I'm wearing the hoodie the night that I'm streaming it. I'm so freaking excited, getting ready to revisit my childhood and hopefully, high definition, updated graphics, brand new cutscenes, all the stuff they advertised. Lo and behold, the game doesn't even work for the first hour. It's completely laggy. If you guys remember, the launch was an absolute shit show. And, I ended up logging off.
They freaking blew it as hard as they possibly could have blown it on Warcraft 3.
Yeah, that was Is it still, can you even play it now?
As I said, it's so bad that people actually stopped asking for reforging to return in WoW because of how bad
Yeah. Just the word itself was just tainted.
Yep.
I cannot stress enough how miserable of a failure Warcraft 3 Reforged was. From the timing of the release, from what they actually did with it, all the promises that they made with like, okay, it's gonna have this, and this, and it didn't have any of them. Like it was actually like it was such a colossal failure. I couldn't have imagined it being as bad as it actually was.
See, the thing was like I didn't even realize it was that bad.
Looked like a drunk.
It was
really
like a 48-year-old. Sorry. Arthas looked like a 48-year-old drunk that's on his, 8th bar in a pub crawl, and he lives under a box. Dude, like that's Arthas.
It was just like, you know what it should have had is first off it should have come out about 6 months earlier. It releasing a month after the promised date that it was going to release no later than was not good. It probably should have been released during the summer after the Classic WoW beta and led into WoW Classic. That would have been important. That would have been nice, rather. It would have been really good because it would have hyped up Classic even more because they really didn't do any marketing for Classic. People were just excited about Classic because of what Classic was. And it would have been good to kind of like lead, into the original, the origins, all that stuff. It just would have fallen in with the theme. That would have been cool. Also, the fact that they didn't remake any of the cutscenes blows my mind. I mean, that's one of the main things. When people look back on Warcraft 3, they always talk about cutscenes. And Blizzard has always, Warcraft, StarCraft, whatever, you name it, it's always about the cutscenes. And it's like, man, these are so good. This is so impressive. These guys could make a movie. I remember hearing that all the time growing up. Yep. And for them to not remake the cutscenes for Warcraft 3 Reforged was such a massive failure. It's so embarrassing. It's so bad.
What's sad about it is like I feel like so many games were afraid to do remakes because of like the community perception of it and like thinking like, oh, the remake's gonna suck. But you know what I think helped out a lot is Demon Souls. Like the Demon Souls remake, just in general. Like Tips, have you played that?
I watched you play. I haven't got to play myself.
It's incredible. Like it's actually just a great game. Yeah. And that before that, I feel like a lot of companies didn't have the confidence to do a remake because they were afraid of missing the mark. And with Demon Souls, I 100% think that was a really big turning point for remakes, and that's why they didn't want to do it. But you're totally right. I mean, the Arthas versus Illidan cinematic was like the most iconic badass cinematic, or it could have been at least, the most iconic badass cinematic in Warcraft 3, and all they did was just use the new models, do the same thing.
Yeah, well,
I suck.
I would say it even started before Demon Souls, to be honest. I think we're in the era of remakes, and I think what's gonna hopefully come is what I hope comes after this era of remakes, whether it's Demon Souls, Final Fantasy VII remake. I mean, they re-released WoW Classic.
Every single Nintendo game.
Like Nintendo is just going through and like re-releasing stuff. There's two parts to this. One, it's like, they're out of ideas maybe, but two, it's these people love these old games so much. They want to play them again. They want to play them updated on the new systems, whatever. And even then, people still play a lot of those old games on the old systems. Why? Because look, the graphics, whatever, all this stuff is kind of it's whatever. It's trivial. It's about the design of the game. That's what it all comes down to: is game design, the systems, how like the story plays out, all these things. That is why Final Fantasy VII was so hyped for a remake for like 20 years, right? And I think that, and this is what I hope happens, as you come out with all these remakes, and they're highly successful. People love them. They're not successful because of nostalgia, and Warcraft 3 Reforged is a prime example of that. They're not just buying it and it's successful because it's the old game, right? They're successful because they're good games, and the remakes are also done well on top of that. They're going to look at these games. Why are these games popular? What are the design principles of this game? Why do people want to play this? And people are hopefully going to draw from that, draw inspiration from that. Devs will, and they'll make more good games. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, with that, too, I think such a big thing with a lot of the remakes is making really timeless games accessible for younger people who didn't get to play them, right? Like with the Ocarina of Time remake, for example, it's not easy to go back and get the original system and actually be able to play it.
Wait,
did
what?
they remake Ocarina of Time?
Was it Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask?
It was.
I
mean, they did like Master Quest, but that was a long time ago.
They
That
did
was Link to the Past, right?
No, they did the remake for Ocarina of Time on Nintendo Switch. And then they did Majora's Mask too,
did?
or not Switch for Nintendo DS, 3DS.
Maybe they
okay.
Yeah.
I know. What you're talking
Yeah. But the second you put that game on a Switch, anybody can play it. And then they redid Wind Waker for Wii U. They've done every single, I think every single Zelda game has basically gotten put onto a newer console.
Yeah, but I feel like they haven't done a whole lot with putting those on a new like a full on like a remake remaster of Ocarina of Time.
That'd be a good idea.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a remaster as far as like new graphics and things like that. It was a port, I guess. Is that technically just a port?
Basically.
It pretty much is. I mean, like a remake, I would say like a remaster is kind of like, so like a remake is Demon Souls or Warcraft 3 Reforged, or it's in between. Warcraft 3 Reforged is in between, but like definitely Demon Souls is a remake. Final Fantasy 7 that is a remake.
Final Fantasy 7 is actually crazy.
Well, they changed a lot in the remake, but sorry, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, so there's also the kind of like an update, like an updated graphics version of the game. I think that's like Halo Master Chief Collection. Like,
oof.
That's what I would consider. That's a remake of the game. What do you say, oof?
That one had a rough launch too.
Did it?
I don't remember, honestly.
The Master Collection it had a rough launch. The thing with Warcraft was the Warcraft Reforged, I didn't even realize it. I thought it was all custom maps, why people were upset. And I actually ended up not playing it at all because I heard of all the refunded stuff. And then I went back and just heard everything that happened. It's actually pretty crazy to hear them drop the ball that much when Blizzard used to be known for polish, right?
It was really bad. And like we saw this also happen with Cyberpunk, right? I mean, people were expecting Cyberpunk to be, this amazing, incredible game. And I think they made a number of mistakes, right? I mean, delaying the game, I actually don't think was a mistake.
I don't think so either.
I think that if they had kept delaying it, it would have become a meme, and nobody would have even gotten mad about it at a certain point. It's like it's like a Duke Nukem Forever. It's like, oh, Duke Nukem Forever got delayed? Haha, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
It happened again, right? It's funny.
Yeah.
But, like, Cyberpunk, they bring out the game, and I think that if you delay it so many times, people just have, like, such high expectations, it's almost impossible to meet those expectations. And also, like, the game becomes a victim to its fan base, and I think that's what happened with Classic WoW 2, is people built the game up to be so much more than a game, and because they built it up so much, there's no way that a game could do that. And so they basically almost set it up to disappoint themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's like when Arrested Development came back after that long break. It's like people were setting it up as, oh my God, this is a revelation. It's going to be so funny. It's going to be better than the original because there was so much time between the originals and when it came back. You were never going to satisfy people.
Well, two things.
It was okay, but it wasn't
I
good.
did like the new season.
It was it was okay.
The problem with it was, you watched episode 1, 2, 3, whatever, and it's like you feel like nothing's happening for too many episodes.
Yeah.
But the way that they had designed it, the way that they had like scripted out Arrested Development was, they wanted the whole story to come together as you watch the whole season, as opposed to having everything because they couldn't get all the actors in for everything, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was like the first Job episode hits, and then all the story starts coming together, and it's super funny. But if you don't make it to, I think it was like episode 7, then it's like you
can't really appreciate it.
Right. But also, even with Classic WoW too, I do mostly agree with you with Classic WoW, but Blizzard dropped the ball hard.
With what?
With a lot of the stuff that they released with Classic WoW and the way they approached it. In a number of ways, they dropped it so hard, and now they're going through and they're trying to like fix stuff in Phase 6, which is like, okay, But you realize like how many people you lost who they literally have no understanding of how this game works or the history of this game or the original patch progression, and you lost all these people when you could have just done all this stuff from the beginning.
100%. Like before we get into that, because I know that's going to be a long convo. I actually
I'm going to get stuck in
here we go. This is the re-clear.
Yeah, this is the re-clear. I want to see how fast they're going to kill this boss. So. I don't know. Do we have a timer at all of like how long they killed it last time? Because I'm really curious to see like what the timer is really going to be, like what the difference is going to be. This is probably going to be I'd say it'd probably be like maybe a 4-minute kill. I would say like if you count in transition and everything too, and like you just look at like how much more confident people are, like how much more damage they're doing, everything. Like I'm pretty sure we're going to see a really fast kill for this boss. Like as I said. I feel like what bosses do you guys think they're gonna wipe on?
I'd be interested to see if they still have trouble with Sludge going through again.
I think they'll probably wipe on Sludge Fist, but they'll wipe on him a few times and it'll kill him.
The thing is with Sludge Fist, keep in mind that for these guys, when they were doing Sludge Fist at the end, they were getting to the wall every single time, and now they just have a shitload of gear. Like, it's actually, it's going to be interesting. Like, sure, maybe you'll see somebody randomly snap a chain or something like that. I could see them one-shotting Sludge Fist. That goes for Echo as well, if Echo is streaming today. Maybe they'll just do it off stream. That'll be fun. Let's take a look, though, at Shriekwing.
You know, like they're going to re-clear the raid so fast, they don't want to have other people watch that and see what to do, you know? I mean, come on.
Run one ad, you'd miss it anyway, you know?
Yeah.
This looks like LFR at this point, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody. The thing is, like, this fight, this is also the second time they've seen the fight. Like, they one-shot it last time. So, like, think about how much better you're going to be at a fight whenever you see it the first time versus the second time. So, like, yeah, these guys are going to completely clear it. Like, you see, obviously, like, 2 shrieks go out. Then he's going to do the transition. So, again, like, kind of the struggle here is... this is on Mythic, right? Like I was assuming. Oh yeah, it is.
I actually can't tell until I see the lantern whether or not it's on Mythic.
I didn't see the lantern at all. I'm like, is this actually what's going on? But like, yeah. So apparently, Lighty is.
I mean, the health pool, dude. I mean, look at how much damage they did before the first transition. Like, it is absurd.
Yeah.
I actually, like, there was a part of me, and I brought this up a few times where I was like, yeah, I know that there are big power spikes, but. You know, with the scarcity of loot that now exists in the game, how big is Reset actually going to be? Well, the answer is fucking huge with what we're seeing right now.
I remember,
yeah, go ahead.
I didn't realize how big it really was until I went and I did normal Castle in Athria. And with the nerfs, on top of everybody having like 200 eye level gear, like I was bringing in some people that were just clowns. And we one-shot every single boss. People just went in there. We did things wrong. It didn't matter. We just pop heroism. Oh, we spawned an extra set of ads on Sun King. Who cares? Pop hero. Burn them down. AoE everything down. Doesn't matter. And like gear makes such a huge difference here. And I'm actually really curious to see if they're going to be able to kill it before he does. I think he will because they've got a warrior. They've got like what 3 hunters. And this is another thing. Like usually for ooh, that's actually not good for them. They got hit by that. They might have somebody go down, maybe? And no, apparently not. So the way those work is they disorient you for 3 seconds, and then 5 seconds afterwards, Shriekwing does the, it does like a I don't know, like a dive on you. And if you're not out of it, you just die.
Oh, yeah.
So like it's important for you to do that, but you know, any Mythic player knows what to do and like how to avoid that. The real problem with that is actually the blood that gets spawned more so than anything else. But yeah, they're going to kill him before he even does more than one transition. This guy's already dying.
What was the weekly quest for the week? Out of curiosity?
Let's see. Can I tell? Oh, Pet Battle. He's got the buff.
Oh, my.
Well, yo, like, we got so lucky last week that it was the Shadowlands Dungeons. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not complaining anymore.
What is a Pet Battle weekly?
You have to defeat 5 trainers with max level pets using the Pet Battle system. It's very easy. All you need to do is you do that, and you get your free stone, and it allows you to, let's see, what did we get? Oh, we got the cloak, and the boots, and a belt. Any sockets? No sockets. That's too bad. I might actually try to do Mythic Castle Nathria this week, and see how that goes. Maybe knock out, like, the first boss or 2. Like, I don't know if you want to try and do that. Like, I think we can kill the first boss.
I think we can.
Like, because we get the cloak.
God
that's, like,
damn
this
it,
for
Daisy.
PvP. Like, we don't have to spend gear on that. Like, that's so good. Like, Rich, you can come too.
What would you do after Shriekwing?
Probably just do like 3 attempts on Houndmaster and then realize that we're not going to kill it and then quit.
Yeah, that fight's actually this fight's actually hard.
I like the Huntsman fight.
Yeah. It's a good fight. It's not easy if people aren't paying attention though.
No, it's not.
Shriekwing, you can lose people. I mean, you saw what they just did. They had what one of the actual phases where he I guess you can call it a second phase. But they had one of those. That is actually wild. They deleted that boss. This is so much damage. Dude, Double Dick Donnie might go down today.
There's no way. Like, I would be amazed.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if he went down today. But
there's so much learning they have to do.
I do think he could go down tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of depends on how close they get today. But
I think they do have over 120 pulls. So it's like, I'm not sure how far into phase 2 they got, but they've got some experience. I don't think they've seen the Mythic phase yet, but it could happen.
I think they've seen like the first glimpse of it. I'm pretty sure that's where they're at for the Mythic phase, because I saw a Wowhead article about it. But I could be there could be extra things, or I could be misremembering.
That's crazy. Well, we might catch a Denathrius kill, open up the loot box here. Just going to give you guys a quick rundown of the schedule today. We can open it up here on the screen. Guys, today is our final day of Race to World First coverage. The round table concludes tonight. We will be covering the entire reset day, as you guys have seen so far. Looking forward to seeing how the guilds progress on week number 2. Then later on in the day, Mizkif and S-Fan will be going on a holiday shopping spree for you guys. They've got a $5,000 budget. They'll be going to Walmart, I believe, S-Fan, and buying a bunch of gifts.
We'll be going to Walmart. If you guys saw our stream last year that Miss Kip and I did, we dressed up. We went. We bought some gifts for charity. We are going to do the same thing here, and we are going to buy some gifts from you guys. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a and stuff like that too. Is that on this channel or is that on the Cash App channel?
I think we'll do some of it on here tonight before we go over to the Cash App after show, which will be happening as well. So we'll be giving away all of the gifts that they end up buying on their shopping spree tonight to you guys. Appreciate you all your support throughout this event. We're going to go to a very, very quick break while they clear the trash before Huntsman, and afterwards we'll be right back.
Can we do the Huntsman first? Break? Sure. Okay, let's do that, because like they're about to kill Huntsman, and I really want to see. I want to see if they're going to one-shot it, because there's so much trash between like Huntsman and the next boss. So I don't know, Rich. What do you think? You think they're going to one-shot it? I think they will. I think this is going to be an easy one-shot.
Like when I say that this fight is hard, it's like for them, it's actually not going to be difficult. I think we're going to go quickly. You see them just getting a reset out right now, and I think as soon as we get to the second round, when we actually see how I do think they're going in right now. Like, you know what? You can go on a summer break and then work out all summer. You did 10,000 pull-ups a day, 100 push-ups. You ate nothing but leaks, and then you get back to school, and the girl that you have the crush on is like, "Who is that guy?" That's what they look like right now. Yeah, 100%. We all do. Everybody in chat knows exactly what that's like.
What are they going to take them on the other side? What's going on here? Oh, I think they might just be setting up Warlock gateways, maybe, for the debuffs in the Heracor guilds. I'm not really sure exactly what they're doing yet. So, for those of you guys that don't really know the way the fight works, it's basically you have to fight this Houndmaster guy, you spread out for, like, a spread shot thing he does, puts arrows on people, and you have to soak those, like, later on in the fight. And then it has like other mechanics too at the same time, and like it progresses based on which dog is out, and they're compounding, and then you just like cleave him down with the dog. Like the first part of this fight is super easy.
The first part, yeah, I would say like
first dog is super easy.
It's actually fun. Like kind of the middle of the fight is where it spikes in difficulty, and then if you weather that storm,
I love the middle. The middle's the most fun because big numbers.
Yeah,
but I completely agree.
Yeah, insane numbers in the middle. So there we go. We've got the boss. Oh, boss is in the middle of the room. That's interesting. I haven't seen anybody do that. Oh, maybe they're fighting him in the middle of the room. Because so spread shot, the way spread shot works is that it's going to hit people based off of like a cone, depending on like whichever one he attacks. So like there's the first lunge in there. So melee are staying intentionally spread out, probably so they can under heal it and they can avoid damage that's unnecessary through spread shot. So that's why that range just ran into melee. You see the Huntsman mark go out, and because obviously that person in the middle there actually suicided it. That's a priest, and so he went into Guardian Spirit form to suicide it so they could also minimize damage, and you could also get free healing out of that. So you're already seeing the first dog go down, and they almost killed him. No, not quite. Yeah, they almost killed him before he even did the first, the second lunge, which is an insane amount. So they're spreading all the way around the boss, maximizing like a 360-degree radius instead of 180 like you usually do with the fight, just to minimize that spread shot damage. The first priest goes down because they just want to maximize their, minimize their damage on the raid. Torghast comes out. Torghast immediately casts Rip Soul, which is going to cast an ad that's going to run towards the boss. It just needs to get spam healed. This is the very easy part of the fight. He spawns the Shades of Torghast, then you see the traps going out. The Shades of Torghast are getting immediately trapped. They're going to be trapped for another like 45 seconds or so. Then you're going to see Torghast be pulled on top of the boss again so they can cleave and maximize damage. And now you're going to see him get spread out after these things go out. And now you're seeing each of these people go to the different marks. And the reason why they're going to the different marks there is probably so they can drop a healing rain on the way over there, because each one of those different attacks is going to allow them to, there's a healing rain that all of these ads are going to walk right into. And each of those ads that gets hit, each player that gets hit with the Sen Seeker in Phase 2 and Phase 3 spawns another healing ad that healers need to take care of based off of how much health the player had remaining whenever the Sen Seeker debuff hits them. So now you see Torghast that gets moved back over, and yeah, these guys are really they've got this so planned out, right? So you see both of these ads get double gripped in, and you also see a DK's Necro Lord or grip them in a second time. Both the Shades of Torghast get immediately cleaved down with the boss. You see obviously everybody's damage just goes completely crazy. The second set of
the damage, but also like look at how they're doing these mechanics. It looks like that they've just been doing this for a week. Like everything is so perfect at this point. It looks like they have like 800 attempts on this boss or something. It's wild.
Yeah, and so you see there, I don't think that they knew that was going to happen. So what almost happened there is you had the two ads they were trying to soak with Aspect of the Turtle, and I think they were testing to see if the ads that get spawned from Torghast's Sen Seeker would actually spawn if Aspect of the Turtle was out, even though you wouldn't be taking damage technically, and the answer is yes, they do spawn. So I think that's kind of what happened there. Now Heracor comes out. This is a huge damage phase. You see also the grips going in for the Shades of Torghast. Now this is just, again, the big damage phase, AoE phase, where you have to interrupt the Shades. They're very easily interruptible as long as they don't have 100 energy. If they have 100 energy, they become immune to CC, and that's like kind of their hearted rage. And if you don't kill them before they get the cast off. Heroism goes out on Heracor. I was expecting to see Heroism on Torghast to skip the second set of ads, but this is a good guild, not a bad guild, so they don't really need to worry about people breaking CCs on ads, because, you know, their players generally have an idea on how to play the game. So now we have those three marks again happen, so then they all get grouped up, and you see obviously people that, oh wow, look at that. I think they just used Spirit Link in order to kill and immediately despawn the ads.
Dude,
that's so clean. I didn't even know you could do that.
Their damage is insane.
Look at that, dude. And then on top of that, on the third set of Heracor, the Sen Seeker debuff does actually apply to it does like a spread damage AoE, but actually it doesn't even matter what it does.
Dude,
we got loot. Versatility though. Can't win them all.
Yeah, like it's funny like how like just depending on like how you want to play the game. But
Yeah.
then again, like I guess if you want to be good at the game, I do feel like you do have to be able to, like, if you want to have like a really strongly geared character, I think you have to do well in PvP and you have to do well in PvE. And I like that. I think that's a good thing.
I think that it's one of those things where like you can get that extra little edge by doing PvP, but you know that if PvP is all you want to do, you never really have to step foot into a raid, except for maybe a 5-item level increase on like a pair of boots or something like that for Stone Generals. Or like a helmet or so. I think it's actually, it's a helmet for warriors. And that's like the higher item level item. I like that a lot too. I think it's really good. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to watch that kill. They're going to take a little bit of time clearing the trash, so we're going to take a break. And then after that, once we get another break, I'm going to, or break in the action, I'm going to go ahead and open up my box, man. I'm ready. I want to see this.
There you go. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we can take a break.
Wait, can you stop touching my girlfriend?
Everybody in the chat, let's get some hearts for Finn. Everybody who's not on camera all the time. Every single person that we have who is behind the scenes, they're all equally as sexy.
everybody on the occasion. Oh man, now they're gonna start the thing.
Let's do it! Yeah, it's the Friday night sexual session! Yes!
Let me fucking tell you a story about Mythic. You got a fat leech named Mythic. Yeah, he came through. He was a cameraman for CX. Oh, then he came through. Now he's got 20K subs and he's getting his dick sucked. It's all good though. We got the big leech rich. He is buying Pokemons without his money though. He's buying it on the company's dime. Yo, send him to jail for those crimes. Admiral, he's a little cool. I'm not gonna talk shit, he's got a kill, dude. I also want to raid and get the fucking loot, so I may as well pass. You're cool with me, dude. S-Man, fuck your shit. But you hosted me this morning, so I'll fuck with it. Dab me up if you love me, bro. Now give me a hug and don't call me a bro. Okay, let me roast myself. I'm a panda and I killed the blood elf. Yeah, and I fucked the knight. Oh, probably shouldn't say that on the stream though. Yeah, I'm an affiliate and I'm coming back strong, so I'm fucking killing it. I'm a self-made millionaire and I'm out of this. Fuck this beat and fuck this shit.
Hey, fuck Rich Campbell.
Balding is a sign of high testosterone.
Thank you, S-Man.
Wait, then you have pretty high testosterone.
Can we switch now? So
Okay.
I'm farting right here.
Stop!
Oh my God, Miz.
I want you.
Okay, okay, okay.
If I was an animal and I heard you do that, I would hate you.
You would
Guess what? I'm a human, I still hate you.
It's impossible to knock you over with this. It's impossible. I can't hit you hard enough. All right, I have one shot at this. Kame. Oh, you're gone. Man, here, we double dip, double dip. Move, move. Melina, stop touching it. Move, Melina, Melina.
Don't burn yourself.
Melina, if we burn ourselves, and we burn ourselves. We're grown men.
If you die in game, you die in real life.
What?
What?
From Team, Scott's Team has them. And the scissors as well! That's a 2-0 knockout. Very quick. And what do we have here? David Rob whips out a stick, and he starts whipping the ski instructor. This is awful. You thought snow blindness was bad. This is even worse. And it looks like that was a 3.
Thank you for learning the true story of Thanksgiving. Presented by one true king.
We hope you enjoyed your stay, even if it's just with us for the day.
Or for the next 5 days until XQC is unbanned.
Shit.
What's up, y'all? It's me. It's your boy, the Great Turkey.
Thing that Ginger can eat.
Wait, really?
It's her
Yeah, we
favorite
did.
food.
Oh,
Yeah.
rat.
So we're actually going to feed Ginger a rat today. We are. So Mitch, here. What's up, man?
Yo.
Okay, this is not fair.
Why?
Because you've had sex with Melina. This is pretty much the same thing.
Ooh, dude, if she hears that you said that,
Dude.
Asmund, don't laugh.
That's not funny.
He called her a cow, mate.
First of all, it's not a cow, you idiot. It's a bull.
You got S+.
How do you even get on this thing?
Just jump. Dude, hike up.
Oh, no shot.
Everything. And I'm excited to be with everybody and excited to hang out with everybody except for Melina.
Well, help me who is.
She's
So,
very
can these fly?
Yes.
Nice.
I fucking hate Red Paladins!
Yeah, there's one of these that lives in my dad's house. My dad leaves the door open all the time and he passes out, and then the possum lives under my bed, and then at night it comes out from under my bed and eats the cat food.
Pizza! That's mine.
No. Which one?
Wait, you're raid leader. You get the pick.
Okay, this is Loot Council.
That's fair.
Okay, so...
I'm Titan Foraging, and I'm back to ruin this expansion! Who will defeat me?
Alright, never mind. Give me a minute.
Get out of here! Obviously, you don't care about your health. All you fucking do is stream all day. But you wouldn't be anything without OTK. My major channel, we know that much is true. And all you want to do is shit on me, dude. I own the truth.
I wish you could delete stuff.
Because every other day, I make a street.
Well, even though I wanted to delete that video, they're deleting losses. Let's jump back down to the raid and see how quickly they're moving through. I was actually sitting downstairs with my calculator, putting in all the numbers that we just saw. Donnie dies today.
Think so?
I'm not 100%
It's just that
sure.
simple?
The amount of damage, though, that they've gotten from this reset is wild. It's wild. Like, think about it this way. It'll be really easy on Sludge Fist because that was one of the fights where everyone paid the most attention to damage. The hard check was, can you do 6k damage? If you can do 6k DPS, you are going to be able to meet that damage check. We saw pretty much all of their damage dealers chilling around 7k.
And that's without the 100% damage buff.
Exactly. They were like, I think Padra ended at like 6.8k on a fight where you got to build a little bit more than you do on some of the other fights. It's not like the same, like
what
you said,
a good
fucking
run,
the
bro.
pillars and the wall, which is 5 moments of big damage. It's obviously not a one-to-one. Just based off how that fight works. This is going to be a really good example. When we look at this fight, they're pretty much just hitting this target, so we'll have a good idea. But they're in a situation where, okay, let's say that you get an extra 1k DPS across the entire raid. That is absurd. That is not something that you see on a reset week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to be doing way more damage. And also, like, one big thing is the weekly vault. Because the weekly vault is pretty much, like, these guys have probably unlocked at least 6 of the rewards.
Yeah.
And actually probably more than that.
They unlocked all.
Like 7 or 8, yeah, probably. And many of these guys, they've been doing all this other stuff too. And because of that, they're pretty much guaranteeing that they're going to get a 226 in an important slot for themselves today. And like that's on top of all the gear that they're going to get from the raid. That's what's so insane. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if many of them didn't even open up their box yet. And they might, maybe, I don't even know if they did, because they might not have opened up their box, and they could use that to fill in what they didn't get from the reclear.
It would be smart not to.
Yeah.
It would be very smart not to. I mean, also think about this raid in general. Dude, I love THD. Is this the first time that we've gotten his camera on this stream?
I've seen him a couple of times, but hardly ever.
Dude, I love THD so much. Dude, THD's been on All Craft before. I love when, during the races, I actually get to hang out with him. Definitely show THD's channel some love. Dude, he's one of the only people who complains as much as you on Twitter.
Hard to do.
But he's one of the nicest guys in the community, a real funny guy and an incredible player. Definitely show THD's channel some love, and we're going to get to jump on board with him as we see Lust right off the pool for Hungering Devour. This was one of those fights, too, that it took a while for some of the builds to get the mechanics down, how it does ramp up, and spend a little bit of time on this boss. But a little bit of extra damage is going to make this one real easy. And you can see the kids almost hit 20k on the damage right up the break. That new card coming in big. Those Warlocks, remember how everybody was saying that class sucks? Well, it can do 15k damage off the rip as well.
Yeah, these guys are just doing an incredible amount of damage. Look at the boss. The boss is already at 70% health almost. Like, these bosses are going to completely melt. Like, these are bosses that are, like, very strict mechanical checks, I believe. Like, that's kind of the way that I feel about them, is these are, like, very strict mechanical checks, and as long as you're able to meet the DPS check and you know how to do the mechanics, it's going to be very easy. Like, even you're seeing mistakes happen here, too, and it's not even that big of a deal. Like, it's like, whatever, right? I mean, he went to the wrong button. This miasma thing. Who cares?
Yeah, dude. It actually just looks like they don't care right now. Like, this looks... You know when you're like 2 months in and you're pre-clear. Like, you're just like, oh yeah, we're just in here, we're just getting loot, then I get out. Yep. I'm gonna watch some Animal Planet.
Watching anime on the second monitor, not paying attention to anything, yep.
And they call me a weeb. I said Animal Planet, you're just like, yay!
Well, you said Anna, and I'm like anime, and that's the first thing I thought you were gonna say.
He's playing a second game, my brother. You're playing like, dude, I remember there was one point when I was re-clearing during Classic WoW, and I was playing like TFT or Underlords on the second monitor, and I was winning that. I don't know what was happening in the raid, but I got loot at the end. They're acting like this is just, they have no respect for this boss right now at all. They don't care about the mechanics at all. I think they got one down on the floor. They're going to be able to smash through this with no problem at all. Keep in mind they did already use the Lust, but they'll be an execute in a few moments here, already under that 50% marker. Are there any moments in this fight where you're concerned maybe by some stroke of fate, you would see the Hungry Destroyer be able to slow them down for even a second?
Volatile ejection if somebody stands in the wrong place. Like, if somebody stands in the wrong place for volatile ejection, it could be bad later on, because because like everybody would have the debuff going into the next volatile ejection. That's the only thing that could kill somebody. Other than that, they're completely fine.
It's always the volatile ejection that can get you in the end. There's that volatile ejection right now. We're going to see nobody's going to... Actually, did they just lose 2 to that one?
That's what I'm saying. And, like, they don't even care because they know they're going to kill the boss. Like, so they're like, you know, people die, it is what it is.
Standing right in the line of fire. Even with that being said, like Asmund mentioned, I mean, now they do have a healer and 2 DPS down. It's going to be a little bit more annoying and a little bit slower to actually move through everything. But they're doing it without a problem. I'm assuming they'll probably have a battle res that they can invest a little bit later on. I don't think that they've used it yet. We will find that out in a little bit. I'm trying to take a look at the UI to see if I can discern that.
I'm not seeing a battle res anywhere on the screen. I mean, maybe I just can't really see it. Oh, it's down there at the bottom at the DPS meter. It's covered up by the overlay. And you see that's the rebirth timer. It's 1 minute and 14 seconds. So they can't res anybody right now. But like, it doesn't really make a difference. Like, there is one problem whenever you have people die in this fight is the gluttonous miasma debuff does have to be spread out between fewer amounts of people, which is going to make it harder, like in the long run, because more people are going to get more stacks, and that's just going to require more healing in general. But the fact is that, like, if they were able to do this last week with pretty much all normal and heroic gear, they're going to be able to do it this week with mythic gear too. Like, it's going to be no problem at all.
So when we look at the damage, and
yeah,
like I said, it's going to be really easy on Sludge Fist. I think we're at the point where it's almost like you have an extra damage dealer in the raid with how the buff actually spreads out across all of the different players with the loot that they have gotten. And I think it would be foolish to have not done what you had mentioned, which is wait for that vault, see if you get anything in the re-clear. Let's say you get a pair of boots. If you selected the boots, you'd feel like a little bit of a peg when there's probably a pair of bracers and a weapon maybe or something in there. So I'm sure that they will wait. Keep in mind, this is one of the guilds that instead of crafting their legendaries while they were doing their clears for heroic, they waited to craft their legendaries to make sure that they didn't get nerfed in Mythic, right? They will withhold gratification. They will withhold power. Speaking of withholding gratification, volatile ejection is the mechanic that we're going to be keeping our eyes on. As we pointed out a little while ago, it did already take the lives of 3 players in this group. They're going to be able to survive another one. Now, you get right out of the blue swirly, get ready to go in. Spirit Link Totem going to be down. They're trying to finish off this boss. Already the boss is in execute range, and it is getting demolished. We are seeing how
this is going to be an easy kill. I mean, the thing is that it's all just a matter of rinse and repeat. There are no real phases with this fight. There's nothing you really need to know about. They had another res come up, so they res somebody. Like, and also one other thing here is that they're going to be bringing at this point their comp for Denathrius. Like, this is probably pretty much their Denathrius comp. So even though it might not be ideal for something like Sludge Fist or like probably Generals maybe even, they're probably going to bring it anyway because they have the experience in the fight and they know they can do it with a less than optimal comp because they have more damage and more health. So I think that's going to make a huge difference here. And the fact is that they're going to be so much farther ahead on so many of these bosses that it's really not going to be a challenge. Like in Nerva, for example, it's just going to be a joke.
It's only annoying potentially on Stone Legion Generals. But the thing is you have to go through that annoyance because the gear that it drops is so much higher item level. You want to make sure that those 3 pieces are going to the right players. So that is something that is a little bit tricky. Those pieces are going to be harder to trade as well. And so you're a little bit more locked in with who it does fall into. So that's the annoyance that they will most likely deal with. But what Asmund brought up is very important. You do want to bring that final composition. You want to try to make sure the loot is going to the people that are going up against Double Donnie.
Exactly. I mean, that's kind of like the idea is you want to go, you want to gear the people that you're going to use. I mean, it just kind of makes sense, but there it is. You want to gear the guys that you think are going to make the biggest difference. And as I said, I feel like they're going to re-clear in probably less than 2 hours. I mean, like,
that's literally what I just said.
It's probably going to be less than almost 1 hour at this rate. I mean, there are already 3 bosses down, and I think that they'll probably have maybe 1 wipe on Blood Council. I think that there could be a miscommunication on Sun King. I think that could happen. But also Sun King, one of the big problems with Sun King is getting overwhelmed by ads. And I'll tell you, if you've got 5 more item levels, it's going to be a lot harder to get overwhelmed by ads.
these guys are gonna run out of WoW content quicker than you do on one of your streams. I'm gonna have to DM Complexity Limit right now and tell them about
Let's get some wipes in. Get some wipes in, guys. Come on. Yeah, play it out.
Time to check out some clips, boys. time to react to a couple of clips. You see that they're already in a position where, they've been in here for how many minutes? And they've managed
like 20 minutes or something, 20, 30 minutes.
They've gotten down a few of the bosses. They've already gotten a bunch of their resets done. Yep. They're zooming through without a worry in the world. They're already probably ready to do sales. They're going to be gold selling this place in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's wild. I wonder how many splits they'll actually do and how many sales they'll do. Because we talk about the gold that goes into this race. They probably have debt that they need to pay off at this point. They probably have like a huge amount of
I don't think they're going to have that much debt because like there's not enough. There are so many people playing the game, number one, which means that there's going to be a higher injection of BOEs into the game. And there's also still going to be the same amount of people that are trying to buy the BOEs for those premium prices because there's really only like 4 or 5 guilds that care about that kind of stuff. Like seriously. Then on top of that, so you have a massive increase in supply. The demand is relatively the same. You have less variables that need to occur. So, for example, the Mythic BOEs in Nilotha, they had to have a socket. They had to have corruption. They had to have the corruption that you needed. They had to have the corruption of the level that you needed. Then on top of that, they had to drop period. So you have like 3 or 4 or 5 different levels of RNG that all needed to happen in order for Nilotha BOEs to become valuable. But in this raid, you have to have, did the item drop and did it drop at the socket?
Yeah, but they're still in debt from that. Like most of the guilds,
there's no way.
I'm pretty sure that Limit out of all the guilds is one of the guilds that isn't, right? Because they have a bunch of infrastructure. Also Echo, right? Think about it this way. If you were an absolute terrible player, and you're like, I want to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I need help from my guild. What guild would you go to?
Whichever one's selling it in trade show.
If you were in LA, like, the first one that you know about is and if you were an EU player, they're bigger brands.
Well, what they're gonna do, what they do at the beginning of the tier, guys, this is what they do. Is they have like 2 different
fuck you over T counter.
Fuck you over the oh, what the hell, dude?
He said that I have to get ahead of the curve with
yeah, sure.
So I said fuck you.
So apparently they're 200 million in debt. I'm not really sure exactly how real that number is, but that's at least what one person was saying.
That's what I was saying. Like you'd be surprised how this actually goes each time. Now, I think that with Complexity Limit over time, they'll probably build up more and more of a surplus.
Well, because you're making the big money at the beginning, right? Because that's whenever you're getting, like, obviously,
that accumulates, right? It's very logical. It's like taking out the business loan. It's just a timing thing. Like, look, I'm not going to pay you for this event. I'll probably pay you out net 180 years. Yeah. And you know they're in a similar situation. Like, let's say they need consumables. They can't have somebody just managing all of those things because a lot of the people who manage stuff for them, we've actually talked to a bunch of them as well, right? What are they doing? They're going around on every single server looking for those BOEs.
Well, and
like
those people, they're going to do the carries for those people first, right?
But what they do, right? So, like, let's say that person's getting all the BOEs, right?
Yeah.
And that's his job. That person's also managing other assets for the guild, so he's in charge of all the people who are farming the consumables.
Yeah.
Those people need to get paid for the consumables that they got. But what they say, because the people who get the consumables have been working for them a long time, they're essentially a contractor. They'll be like, hey, we're going to pay you back. They have a spreadsheet. They have it all going.
Right, yeah.
They want to have all the gold there so they can buy the BOEs. So you pay the people who do the work after the event's already done, which is where the debt.
Well, that's basically what it is, right? Is like you take on the debt, and then over the next 3 months you pay it back slowly, because you're not going to have any other. Yeah, you're not going to have any other expenses. Like, what else? What are they going to spend money on in the raid in a month from now? Like nothing.
Nothing.
So
they're just gonna make
they're just making gold. Then on top of that, like at the very beginning of a tier, like as soon as like guilds first start clearing, they're going to start giving out their, you know, their carries to like maybe people that are in the guild that weren't in for the kills. So like, you know, secondary raiders. Then after you see secondary raiders, you're going to see some of those like organizers that are going to probably get carries to the raid. And then they're going to get into like their high gold value carries, right? So these are like the guys who are, I mean, these guys are buying the carry for like 30 million gold or something like that to get an early kill for like the achievement date. There are definitely people that want to spend that much money. So that's never a limit, makes a lot of their money. And like these guilds make a lot of their money is they can still sell achievements and things like that that have a high value to them based off of like, you know, the kill date of the achievement or something like that.
Do you find the smaller gold guilds?
Yeah.
Now that they don't have a platform or a service to actually sell their runs,
yeah,
they're probably gonna be in a tough spot. I actually think the gap gets wider now. What was it called again? Gallywix? Now that Gallywix doesn't exist because they were like
yeah,
or whatever it actually was. I think about it this way: if you took away Tinder, right? If you took away an app like that, who would get hurt the most? Ugly people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because all the super chads, like, you know, you get like guys like Mitchy J, right? You get the super chads, they're gonna post their pictures on Instagram. The girls are gonna be like, yo, can I get that?
Right, exactly.
But then you got the Joe Schmoes posting their pictures that nobody cares, nobody's liking those pictures.
Yeah.
And they're never gonna be found. Gallywix was the Tinder of World of Warcraft Gold. Speaking of getting absolutely fucked, take a look at this boss's health pool. This is a wild
health
thing to
already.
see. Yeah, half health, Andy.
That is insane. Like, look at those ads. I didn't even see the other ad. I didn't even see him. He's just automatically dead, dude. Automatically dead.
This is one of the fights, too, where... This is one of the fights where the second that you have more damage, and you can speed through the fight, it does get substantially easier. I think that Hungry Devour was also...
Well, this one especially because you don't have to worry, like the faster you kill the boss, the slower the anima vials fill up. The slower the anima vials fill up, the less mechanics you have to deal with. It's actually like super easy. It makes a massive difference.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's super easy.
Well, compared to last week it was.
Yeah, compared to last week, it looks like a joke. I mean, when you're looking at these guilds as well, and what they're able to do with the gear, it's wild. Also, the fact that they come in and they look better at these strategies after being so focused on another boss, they're mutants. They're god-tier mutants. They're the X-Men of WoW.
I wouldn't say that right now. They're messing this up.
They're messing it up, but I mean, it's not that bad. They'll be fine.
I don't know what happens if you mess this one up on Mythic. Actually, I'm not sure.
The geometry part?
Yeah, somebody doesn't know how to do a triangle. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they just fucked that up for like literally like 15 seconds or something like that. It didn't even matter. Like, that's the thing. It's like once you get the better gear, like this is what you're gonna start seeing. Guilds that are like not these like super high-end guilds. Oh, that guy died. That's really, really bad, and there's no way they can do it without him. So they're just gonna have to deal with that anima thing. I wish that like whenever somebody died with that, it would like reapply to someone else. I don't like that. I think it's like kind of annoying. It seems like it's like overly punishing. And then this guy might die too. Actually, we'll see what happens.
How do you feel overall about how punishing some of the mechanics are in this raid? Because I know in the past, with personal responsibility, with the soak meta, with some of these different these different times in WoW raiding, there was some critique, and I haven't really heard it this race from you in particular. How do you feel about the mechanics overall?
I think on normal, there's probably a little bit too much personal responsibility compared to what it was before, but like on Heroic and Mythic, this is kind of standard. I mean, I think it's just like a matter of like, it just feels bad to have that happen, and it just feels like it would have been cooler if they didn't do it that way. But overall, it's not the end of the world. Or what?
Okay, so I missed it. I saw chat. I think I'm fired up like in real life.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about something. He just like actually bonked and everybody freaked out.
I wasn't even paying attention actually.
Stupid today,
they're wiped. They missed a soak. Yeah, it's like things like that suck because, you know, the attempt is going really, really well, and then you just have one disability and you're dead. You know, that's all there is to it. You're just dead. and it sucks, but that's the way she goes.
Well, keep in mind, we were watching, we're like, they're being absolutely trivial, and they were, and you mess up on one mechanic in this rate, and
well, they were kind of half-assing it, I'm sure, right? I mean, like, it's not, like, they're focused, but they're not, like, super laser focused, like they're about to kill, like, a mythic grade boss for the first time. Like, these guys are, they're just kind of going through it.
He was pogging in real life.
Yeah,
you can't get more serious than that.
Yeah, they're just chilling, man. They're just having a good time. So, like, of course, you're going to have people that are going to be a little bit slow on things, and it's not going to be quite as efficient as other things. But overall, I think that's, it went pretty well. And I mean, like, for them wiping on a Nerva, it's not a big deal.
I don't mean this with any disrespect to the other guilds, too. It is very important for them to go hard today and be quick today because they want to take full advantage of the reset, right? They obviously EU right now.
Yeah.
They're doing EU things, which is not going to be a reset today.
They're
definitely not scared of any of the NA guilds at this point. Like, you're just not really scared of any of the NA guilds.
No, I mean, like, they're already going into phase 2 Denathrius regularly. The next guild is like 8 out of 10. It's not even on the same boss they are. Like, I think we're going to see a number of, like today we're going to see a lot more Stone Generals kills. Today we're going to see a lot more Sludge Fist kills because you're going to have that damage.
Definitely Sludge.
Like 100%. But still, yeah, you're totally right. I mean, it's not going to be like it's going to catch them up to Limit because Limit was already ahead. So now Limit's going to be that much farther ahead, and they're going to maintain that lead. Because also, I would assume like Limit's probably going to be more efficient, or at least equally as efficient with like maximizing. That too, which is one of the things that like I've noticed a lot with these guilds is like a lot of their prep and everything just sets them up to win.
Yeah,
like that's really what it is. It sets them up to win.
It's understanding all the little things, right? Because it's very easy to miss them. It's very easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna open my chest right now, la-di-da-di-da. And this is a guild that I'm sure they have every single option. I'm sure that they found the time to PvP on top of doing the dungeons. They time all their things very well. Like, look at all the guilds. The second that you could get on the servers, who were like, yeah, let's get into Castle Nathria. And, they're pulling down all their world first kills.
Yeah.
Then Limit comes in like 2 or 3 hours later. They have all of their
all their gear. They have everything they need.
They just weekly. They got half their members don't even have legendaries done yet, and they catch everybody. They get ahead of everybody. And they go get that stuff. They were just more efficient with their time, and it is a race at the end of the day. And you're from Texas.
Yep.
You watch race. I'm sure you watch the one where they go left the whole time.
Oh, jeez, not that one.
You love that one, don't you?
Oh no.
They go left.
Jesus, dude. It's too much, man. It's
too much action.
Yeah, I mean, it just drives you crazy. Like, it's so much anxiety. It's like, are they going to be able to do it this time? Oh, thank God they did it this time. Are they going to be able to do it next time? Oh my God.
I feel, the first time I met you, I was like, this is a man who appreciates the sport of NASCAR.
Yeah, well, I think that NASCAR is really good. I have like relatives that, they're kind of, a little bit rednecks, right? And they do NASCAR the right way. They turn it on, they get drunk, and they fall asleep. There it is. That's what you do. That's how you're supposed to handle. That's how you handle NASCAR. That's how you enjoy it, and I think that it's perfect.
You know how when I knew that one day, as soon as COVID is over, the first thing I'm going to do is go to a NASCAR live event.
Why? You watch All Gas No Brakes?
Yeah, when that one dude was like, "Reveal your rectum, brother," I was like, "I'm going. I'm going here." I will live stream a NASCAR. We should do that.
I'm so worried about that.
Wait, where is it?
I don't know. It was like Talladega or something like that.
Talladega, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Shake it, baby.
You ain't first, you last. Ricky Bobby. Dude, I remember that movie came out, and there was like 5 guilds on my server called Talladega Knights. Like, K-N-I-G-H-T.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that movie was so fucking badass. I love that fucking movie so much.
Will Ferrell doesn't miss. And then on top of that, his hobby, dude, he's the drummer in the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that until recently. But yeah, I saw a picture of him. I was like, what the hell? It's the same guy.
It's his hobby.
What is this?
He just does that for fun. He just chills with a few of his friends. He's got a small little band.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, just, a little indie band.
Look
not really
it up.
too many people know about. But yeah, there it is. I don't know. I think this is going to be a pretty much a lot cleaner kill here. You're going to see, obviously, beams go out. This is the soaking as well. Looks like they have a little bit of confusing things here. They're trying to avoid the beams as well. This is going to be, this is the hard part for the beams because they have to avoid the red things and they just despawn them. That's pretty much a GG for them, I think, if they were able to get that one down. But we'll see what happens here. I mean, obviously, like, anything stupid could happen. Like, getting the soaks wrong is going to be a wipe for them.
That's my motto.
What?
Anything stupid can happen.
Yeah, anything stupid can happen. Like, that's what I mean. Like, that's one thing about these fights is that you can have everything going really well, and then it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't. And I think that's basically what happened here, too.
It is...
At least on the first attempt.
It is just a bunch of really punishing mechanics that you mess them up, it's a one-shot no matter what phase you're in. But with the amount of gear that they do have, the amount of times that they have to go up against those annoying mechanics that can one-shot you is just significantly less, right? There are just less opportunities for mistake when you blast through the boss like this. They are absolutely blowing their load. They're going to get her done real quick as they look to finish this boss off and keep on moving forward. The big thing that we're going to be looking at throughout the entirety of this run is which pieces actually do drop, which hands do they fall in, and are they getting their composition ready for Denathrius a little bit later on in the day. And I expect not to see too many changes in the composition like Asmund did mention throughout the entirety of the day. I think that they are trying to make sure that they do gear up their composition for the final boss in this raid and focus on that throughout their entire re-clear.
Yeah, I mean, they might have some people in here who maybe weren't in for the first Minerva kill or the first Sun King kill or anything like that. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like, they're going to be fine regardless. I mean, you see, obviously, you know, gear goes out, and it looks like probably about the same people that we saw. Ooh, 4 pieces. Was that 4 pieces of gear? No, it was only 3.
It's 2 pairs of pants and a belt, right?
Yeah, the warrior belt's really good. The guy's in a really good place right now. 220 item level. That is insane, man. Like, it's always crazy for me to see like what item level these guys are this early on in the tier, because like everybody else isn't gonna hit this item level for like a month.
What are you at?
I'm at like 201 or like 202 or something like that. I'm pretty low.
Wow, I'm not even that far behind you.
Yeah, no, I'm super low.
I actually haven't played, like, I'm not making fun of you right now. I haven't played in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like maybe 5 item levels behind you.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, like, I haven't really done a lot of the heroic raid, and like I haven't done any of the mythic raid. I got 1 226 piece. I've been saving up my conquest points. Like, if I spent my conquest points, I'd have 2 more 226s, but I haven't spent those either. So I'm trying to be as efficient as possible.
Man, I'm really lucky that Fandy carries me.
Is that right?
Fandy and Luke carry me.
Wait, really? Why?
They just hit me up and they go, "You want loot?" And I go, "Yeah." And then Fandy's 100.
What the fuck, dude? Oh my god.
My life's great. Wow. Like, I logged on last night and I was like, "Oh no, I didn't do the quest."
Yeah.
I didn't do the heroic quest. I screwed up. I was opening
You didn't do the heroic quest?
No, I ended up doing it.
Oh, okay.
Clearance carried me. And you know, that's
I was about to say.
I got my Genshin Impact daily done while I was doing the stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, we were taking a look at Lazarus. We haven't watched them in a little bit. And keep in mind, this guild started off very hot. It's a brand new guild coming together. They have some leadership. Rick Resto, raid leader. We got Automatic Jack, a person that, you know, was very well known in the MDI scene as a caster. Also, you know, he was pushing those keys in the first place. No slouch in the raiding department either, but now kicking it up to a whole new level. I believe, I'm not sure if it was his last guild, but I'm pretty sure his last guild was Future. I think that was the last guild that he was part of, which is obviously a great guild. But I think he's kicked it up quite a bit, now being in Lazarus. And I like this roster all around, seeing how it's formed and seeing how much they've been able to get done. Let's see if they look as clean as they pull their streak.
We'll see what's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure that they'll probably kill him, you know, about the same time.
Wait, are those corpses?
Yeah, I think they actually are. Did they wipe?
Whose skeletons are those?
Yeah, where are the skeletons from? I'm a little bit confused there myself too. I don't know how that happened. What is that anyway? Yeah, how that? Where'd they come from? What's going on here? Wiping on the back. Hey, sometimes you get got, man. This is what it is. Trash mobs? Yeah, maybe they died to the trash mobs. I don't know, man.
They don't know. Pepe laugh.
Yeah.
El no sabe. The streamer doesn't know.
Dude, I'm ready to open up my box, man.
I wanna see you open up your box.
I wanna open. I wanna just get done,
Dude,
man.
I know that you don't care about Pokemon shit. Last night was so funny. You know Big Dog?
Big Dog.
Yeah, you know Big Dog?
Who's Big Dog?
Hey yo, I got you, Big Dog. You don't know Big Dog?
No, what's Big Dog? Is
Man,
that like?
You don't watch Mythic stream ever, huh?
No, I haven't seen Big Dog. No.
Okay, so Big Dog comes through and he sells streamer shit.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, he gives you the Big Dog guarantee. All right. So
What's the Big Dog guarantee?
Get the Big Dog. He's like, hey yo, Big Dog, I got you, Big Dog. And you go, yo, Big Dog, do I get the Big Dog guarantee? He's like, hey yo, Big Dog, I got you. You got the Big Dog guarantee.
Okay.
And you know that you got the Big Dog guarantee. You know. That's how he does business.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Big Dog was in my stream last night, and I was mentioning the fact that I needed some underwear and stuff like that. Big Dog just goes to my chat. Hey yo, Big Dog, I got you. Big Dog comes through with the phone charger, underwear, and more Pokemon cards. So I buy underwear off of him for $40. I buy a chart.
Okay.
He delivered. Oh, my headset was broken too, and he sold me a headset.
Okay.
So now I got a headset, I got the underwear, I got all this stuff. He's watching me open the Pokemon cards. He goes, hey, yo, Big Dog, you're running low on Pokemon cards. Let me sell you some Pokemon cards. He starts negotiating with me, and he gets me to buy Pokemon cards that I didn't even want.
Yeah?
He sells me some Champion's Path. I go, hey, yo, Big Dog, I didn't even want Champion's Path. And he was like, hey, don't buy this box, but you should buy some of these. And I go, I want that box. I buy the box, resealed.
How do you know?
Not a single rare in any of the packs. All the rares are just missing. And Ludwig starts making fun of me. People are sending me a clip of Ludwig going, get scammed on, idiot.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what the heck? No, Ludwig's making fun of me. Big Dog's like, hey, yo, Big Dog, I got you. You got the Big Dog guarantee. I'm telling you, I got that at GameStop, dude. I got it at GameStop.
Yeah.
GameStop scammed me. Do you think GameStop's going to give Big Dog a refund? I go, hey, yo, Big Dog, what's going on here? So Big Dog says that he's going to give me a box for free.
Wow.
I open up the one that he gives me for free.
Okay.
First card.
Yeah.
Rainbow Charizard, $700. It's worth $700.
Wow.
And I only had to pay
That's the Big Dog guarantee.
It's the Big Dog guarantee. I only had to pay Big Dog $2,000 for a headset, a pair of underwear, an iPhone charger, and a bunch of useless cardboard.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
It's called the Big Dog guarantee, baby. Hey, yo, Big Dog, I got you.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. I had no idea about any of that. Usually, if I need something, I just go to Walmart. But I guess that works too, right?
You don't need Walmart when you got Big Dog.
I guess not. No.
Dude, this looks like a completely different fight with them doing it.
Yeah.
Look at the floor. Like, dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they fucked up a million times.
This is a mess. Like, this is actually a mess. They're gonna get the boss down, no problem.
Yeah,
but
they can kill it.
It's just so crazy to see the difference.
They're probably gonna have to go through 2 transitions, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, women only went through one. Just think about the difference. I think usually people operate on binary when you're looking at these boss fights. It's like, it's either dead or it ain't. You look at something like this, and it really is a prophecy. It's like a portent for how the other fights are going to go.
Yeah, it's like usually if you have a sloppy one of these fights, you're going to have a bad time.
And the reason I say portents is because they're going to be poor after they got to pay all their repair bills.
I mean, you know, one guild wiped on this boss, and now they ain't even streaming. I mean, shit. It's a bad time. It's not good, dude. It's not good at all. They got to watch out for that.
They got a day until they got to come back in here. We'll see. Have they not streamed since?
So it's actually, I hate to say this, but I sat there and I watched the Limit live stream.
No, you mean Echo. Yeah.
Echo live stream, and I just watched the chat, and like they were just fighting with each other for the whole time. They were just furious, like, you son of a bitch. Yeah, we're streaming the race and they're not doing it anymore. Well, their sponsor's going to hear about this. They're going to hear about this. They're going to hear from me. And they were just so mad. What?
Like people in chat.
The Karens, yeah. But they're not Karens. They're Kyles. They're Kyles. Like these are actual like Kyles and like Jeremys. That are like fucking, Jeremy's, they're like fucking furious that they're not streaming the game. It's so funny to me, man.
Oh, well, we got a saying at my old job.
Yeah?
Shut up, Kyle.
Jeez. I think I know the Kyle you're talking about too. Yeah, it's unfortunate, right, for them, but I don't know. Like, I think that if they don't, the funny thing about that is, like, I thought about this a lot. If they kill the boss and they don't stream, everybody's gonna be really mad and are gonna think they cheated, like Limit cheated or Echo cheated. And if they don't kill the boss and Limit kills it first, or some other guild kills it first, then they're all gonna think that, like, you know, Echo, see, you turned off stream and you still lost, you suck.
Dude,
it's like
they're in a bad spot.
It's like you're between two L's. Like, it's just one L or another L.
I'm trying to think if there's any. That's what I was saying the other day. It's like sometimes you make a mistake, and then you try to make it better, and you make another mistake.
Yeah.
And then you just have to change your name.
Well, no, it's like
it sucks. It's just how the internet works.
It's like, you know, whenever Kevin dropped the big vat of chili in the office.
Yeah.
And he's rolling around in it. That's basically it, right? It's like whenever you drop the chili, just step away and be like, "Oops, that's my fault." That's exactly the way that I feel about it, and that's seemingly what's gonna happen with them. I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily think that it's good for the race that people turn off the stream. I want to be honest with you. I don't think that it's good for the race. But the thing is,
if they change their name again, I guess. What would they change? What would they change? What do you think they'd change it to?
Oh wow! How about Serenity? Yeah, how about Serenity? That would be good. I would say so. Sag? I don't know, man.
Did you ever watch? This just popped in my head. Have you ever watched Firefly? You would love that show, dude. When I heard Serenity, it made me think about it because I haven't heard Serenity in such a long time in the WoW context.
That was a movie about it, right?
Yeah, Serenity is but it's not nearly as good as like Firefly.
Yeah.
Itself. You would like Firefly. It's an all-American space western.
Oh shit!
It's some good shit, dude. It is some good shit indeed.
Let's
now,
see if these guys are gonna be able to clear this. I think they're gonna be able to kill this real quick. How about, like, you know, because obviously like Sludgefist, I think it's gonna be a fast kill. How about after they kill Sludgefist, I'm gonna open up the boxes. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it too, man. I'm so excited. Like, I really want to see them get a. I want to see, honestly, like, if I don't get a 233 weapon, I'm gonna put in a ticket. I'm gonna just put in a ticket. I'll be like, listen, guys, I know this is bullshit. You know this is bullshit. Let's just go ahead and replace this loot, and I need a mastery verse, haste verse weapon. Let's go.
I think you were hanging out in the Echo chat a little bit too much. You're starting to sound like a little bit of a Kyle there.
Oh really? Yeah.
Excuse me.
Can I talk to your manager? Who's in charge here at Orbos?
Can I talk to Ian, please?
Yeah.
Sir?
I remember I always wanted to kind of like prank Ian and say to him, like, the moment that I would get into, the moment I'd be on BlizzCon, I was going to be like, oh, thank God I found you. Wait, let me go to my car. I have a reminder of suggestions I want to show you.